Yes, you saved me from that fall. For the 15th time, thank you! Now sod off! There's a reason I am so gonna jump on that mushroom! Haha, it makes squishy sounds. Right, now then, do you smoke mushrooms or boil them? Or do you just eat them? Wait! Cutscene. Right, now one must ever find this obvious cave behind this incredibly out-of-place door next to a huge bloody switch. Camouflage not one of your many skills, is it, Knuckles? Well, this looks inviting. Ah, sod it, what's the worst that can happen? Ah, that hurt my brain! Okay, which psychotic twat programmed that thing? Maybe it won't be so bad if I can dash through it. Bollocks. Huh? What are you doing? I need those. What the fuck? Oh, I am not getting mugged twice in the same game. These are mine! From here we go straight into Special Stage 14. No, I haven't lost the ability to count. This is officially the 14th Special Stage. The second set of Special Stages can be played in any order. You may remember, back in Special Stage 5, I mentioned that you may want to practice using the star balls to allow them to send you in the right direction, as it will be a useful technique in a later special stage. Welcome to a later special stage. You may have noticed the new addition to the spherical chessboard of life, the yellow spring ball. Pretty self-explanatory, really. It's a yellow ball that sends you about 5 squares away in the direction Sonic is moving. You'll find them in every special stage from this point on. Don't be upset if this stage takes a few tries. It's supposed to be the hardest stage in the game. Personally, I think if you can beat Special Stage 7, then this one's a joke. But enough explaining. Once again, we acquire the Cyan Emerald, if slightly larger. The Cyan Super Emerald that turns into a big grey mass because Fraps can't sync with the game's flickering sprites. I can't do anything about that. Sorry. Dispensing with my lament towards modern recording methods, welcome to the Mushroom Hill Zone. This level's gimmick? Plants. Yeah, not entirely sure what they were going for with this one. However, with the dragonfly, known as Tonba in Japan, they were going for a kind of moving barrier. Very effective, up to the point where you crush its skull. Less effective are the butter droids, known as Tefu Tefu in the Far East. They hunt in pairs, with all the unfettered demonic ravenous hedgehog-destroying fury of a couple of butterflies. Did I mention this is the first level of Sonic & Knuckles and therefore about as hard as aging? Most of this stage is taken up with quote-unquote helpful plant life. But if this contraption is natural, then I'm the 13th apostle. While hanging here like the last pinata at a shooting range, press down on the joypad repeatedly to elevate Sonic to a higher level. This device moves quicker with 2 characters, giving player 2 a use beyond flying meat shield. Mad Mole, or Mogu Mogu, hides in a hole and throws mushrooms at you. The mushrooms themselves won't hurt you, but if you get hit by one, it'll send you flying backwards, most likely straight into something that will hurt you. Time your jumps carefully, and you shouldn't have any problems, but I find ducking while near them makes you a harder target. Sticky spores are a common hazard in this level, and almost always have a couple of butter droids near them. They slow you down, impede your jumping abilities, and they won't let you move more than a few feet away from them. To escape, simply spin dash away. I'd recommend a fire shield for this level. With it, the sub-boss and level boss can be defeated with little effort. Over here is a Mush Meanie, known as Hidden in Japan. Hit it once to knock off the mushroom hat, hit it again to kill it. This is the only standard enemy in the game that takes 2 hits to kill. Sadly, it's not really a threat. Special Stage 10 is a fairly quick and simple affair, once you find the pattern. The only problem is— oh god, my eyes! Yes, the problem being the bloody colour scheme. And the sad truth is that at some point during the game's development, a designer said, "Yes, I want this special stage to be psychedelic nipple pink and dayglow vomit green." Once your eyes have adjusted to the spectacle of rancid Battenberg you have to endure, then this stage is pretty straightforward. Just avoid the springs and make rings. Once that's done, embrace your brand new magenta Super Emerald. Or, if you're like me, embrace the grey mass where a magenta Super Emerald should be. Now, because I'm a godlike expert at this game, pause for hysterical laughter, I managed to locate another warp ring not too far away. It's pretty easy to miss if you're following the given path. It's also guarded by a Mush Meanie. Mush Meanie, who the hell thought that one up? If you don't have a lightning shield, use the mushrooms to reach it. Special Stage 12 can give you some problems. The blue spheres of this stage are placed in such a way as to make ring production easier. The problem comes from navigating this rather complicated little obstacle course. I don't know what it is about this stage, but personally I can never get to grips with the layout. As far as I can tell, the map is split into 2 sections. Both sections are reached from the crossroads where Sonic starts. Blame it on my own ineptitude if you want, but personally I blame it on the fact that this stage was designed to help the player obtain a perfect score, a goal that I never bothered to achieve. You may find this stage easier to navigate, however, I hate this place. The colour scheme's nice though. This stage is also a good place to get some practice with the yellow spring balls. And if you can get around the navigation problem, then you should be able to complete this stage fairly easily. And also, the grey Super Emerald is a nice reward. Or at least it would be if I could see it. We're getting close to the end of Act 1 now, so if you don't have a flame shield, I recommend that you make sure you have enough rings to enter the bonus stage. There's only 1 star post left in the act, and that's right before the sub-boss. If you can't get a flame shield, then you've got a lot of dodging to do. Hey-ho, the automated lumberjack is this week's sub-boss. Its gimmick is to cut down trees and send the logs flying across the screen in irregular patterns. Hit it when it comes low enough to reach. Or, if you have a flame shield, stand underneath it and attack it through the boosters. A rather simple boss that lets us end Act 1 with little difficulty. We've got another surprise for you, Sonic. A concealed wind machine! Right, now I've alienated all my Birmingham viewers, we start Act 2, which is the same as Act 1, just not as colourful. The seesaw mushrooms were found in Act 1, but I didn't use them. Jump on one side, and the conveniently placed lead weight rises and falls on the other side, propelling you into the air. Fairly straightforward, and if memory serves, you use the same mechanic to defeat the boss of the Starlight Zone of Sonic 1. Fortunately, we're not playing Sonic 1. Unfortunately, we have to endure a couple of jump cuts here. Interruptions are common hazards in the realm of Let's Plays. In fact, there's been about 7 of them in the LP so far. Have you spotted them? If not, then I'm better at editing than I thought. Sadly, however, I can't hide these two. My editing skills were self-taught. Therefore, I'm no expert. Sorry about that. Personal lamentations aside, Special Stage 13 is the virtual personification of why the world hates the number 13. I can't say this stage gave me the most trouble. That title goes squarely to Special Stage 7. But as far as I can tell, there is no pattern to this one. The principle is straightforward. Use the spring balls to navigate a series of crossroads and make rings out of the stacks of 6 blues spread throughout the stage. Now I'm sure there's some clever dick out there that's worked out the best pattern for this stage, taking into account all the hazards and locations of different balls, and as you can probably tell, I've never met him. Even if you know this stage off by heart, don't be surprised if it takes a while to clear. I firmly believe that this is the longest special stage I've captured on camera. But don't hold me to that. I haven't actually checked. I'm too busy trying to put this video together. Now behold a prime example of how you can completely screw yourself over with a misplaced jump. Again, the trick here is navigation. Try to remember where you've been. Making rings helps you spot the areas you've cleared, but you'll probably end up floundering about aimlessly. Like me. There's not much else to say about this one, aside from the obvious try not to take too long because Sonic is harder to control when he goes faster routine. So, yeah. This is a long-ass stage. Have fun. But the red Super Emerald is your reward for persistence. And for once, I can see it! Yay! Now then, you've probably noticed the elephant in the room by now. If not, you should have gone to Specsavers. Yes, my score. It hasn't reset. That's because the Steam version of this game has a bug, wherein sometimes it fails to save your level progression. And so, in order to stop playing after every level to check the footage, I had to resort to using the save state function that's been built into the PC version. Save states do record score as you would expect. It's a minor problem, but it's worth thinking about if you intend to download the game from Steam. Now we meet our final enemy of the level, Clockoid, known as Keko in Japan. Like Mad Mole, it can't hurt you unless you run into it. Also like Mad Mole, it can knock you into other obstacles, such as spikes and other robots. It does this by inhaling, then blowing you a few feet backwards. Interesting fact, Keko is Japanese onomatopoeia for the sound of a chicken. And that is officially the 3rd time in my life I've ever had to use the word onomatopoeia. And this is the most irritating part of the level. Getting Sonic to hit this swing is bad enough. Timing your jump so he can make it up here requires expert timing, about 200 attempts, or the reflexes of several Norse deities. It should come as no surprise to anyone that I can no longer use Supersonic. If this does surprise you, then I suggest you go back and watch the first few minutes of this video again, and this time pay attention. Go ahead, I'll wait for you. Are you all up to date? Good, then we'll continue. Decisions. Welcome to Special Stage 9. Do you remember, back in Special Stage 3, I said that stage led you by the nose? Well, that stage was a labyrinth shut out by the Malabulge itself compared to this one. You want advice for this one? Go left. That's it, that's all you need. Literally no thought went into making this stage, aside from fitting it into a 32 by 32 square special stage arena. If you find yourself failing at this stage, it's probably because it bored you to the point where your eyes actually wandered off for a quick cuppa. The orange Super Emerald has the pathetic task of being your reward for this stage. Frankly, they should have just given it to you. But at least I can see it. We're coming towards the end of Act 2 now. Once you reach the top of this tooth lifting machine thing that frankly has no right to exist in the realms of physics, it's an almost straight run to the boss area. Like the end of Act 1, if you don't have a flame shield, the next and last star post of the level is your last chance to acquire one. Something I haven't mentioned yet. The bonus stages aren't random. To enter a specific bonus stage, you must have a certain number of rings. 20 to 34 rings will send you to the slot machine stage. 35 to 49 rings send you to the so-called anti-gravity stage. And 50 or more rings will take you to the gumball machine stage. I hear your fiendish devices, Robotnik. It's my duty to destroy them.
Sonic, old chap, what the bally hell are you doing?
I am attacking you.
Yes, but whatever for? I haven't done anything.
What was that satellite dish thing then?
I was trying to pick up my Wi-Fi connection. How am I supposed to watch Lucifer Ceres videos now?
Why were you doing that whilst buried in the ground?
They don't call me a mad scientist for nothing, you know.
No, they call you a prick.
I say, that was uncalled for.
Well, I managed to go through the entire level with only one magic mushroom reference. Yay for me. Well, looks like the flying batch has got a new paint job. Thankfully the pose trick still works.
Not while I'm on screen.
Arsehole, come back here. Well, this worked in Sonic 2.